Teddy Blue, written by Sylvia Bunker, illustrated by Sydney Bunker in 1988. Teddy Blue is a British blue, a special breed of short-haired cat. He has a blue velvety coat, not sky blue or navy blue, but a kind of grey blue or indigo. He has a round, chubby face, a short nose and orange eyes. British Blues are placid cats, friendly and gentle, and very intelligent. Teddy Blue sat on the front porch of number 43 Windsor Road, the pink house with the yellow front door. He lived there with his family, Mr. and Mrs. Pearce, Peter and Claire. The children loved Teddy Blue dearly. They brushed his velvety blue coat until it shone, and they played some lovely games together. This morning, Teddy was feeling very pleased with himself.
My, that was a fine breakfast,
he said, giving his strong whiskers a twitch and his chubby face a final wipe with his paw.
Now, for a nice, quiet nap.
He stood up, arched his back, and stretched his legs one after the other.
Hello, what's going on next door?
Teddy Blue's ears flicked forward and his orange eyes opened wide as he stared at number 41's front porch. 2 boxes, 2 suitcases, and a large basket full of spades, pails, and other beach toys were in a pile. Another box, labelled Fragile, Handle with Care, was nearby. Mr. Walker was cleaning his van and urging his son Tommy not to forget anything. Teddy Blue's eyes were fixed on the boxes. If there was one thing he loved, it was a box. Boxes were perfect for games of hide and seek and ambushing your enemies, and especially as a place for a nice, cosy nap. He walked across the path to number 41. Mr. Walker stopped cleaning and polishing and gave him a pat.
"Hello, old boy,"
he said.
"Your blue coat is looking very smart this morning."
Teddy purred loudly, rubbed against Mr. Walker's legs, then walked to the porch and sniffed at the boxes.
I wonder what is in them.
He walked around the boxes once more and then disappeared into the box labelled Fragile, Handle with Care.
Empty and perfect for a nap. Perhaps the Walkers left the box here just for me.
Soon he was fast asleep. Mr. Walker finished polishing the van and packed the suitcases into the back. Then he went to the door and called impatiently,
"Mary, aren't you ready yet? Do hurry or we won't be there until dark."
A voice answered from inside.
"All right, dear, we won't be long now. Pack everything into the van."
Mr. Walker sighed, then carried the basket of toys to the van, and then the boxes, one by one. Mrs. Walker and Tommy came out.
"I think we have everything,"
she said.
"I'm sure we have,"
said Mr. Walker.
"Do come now, we are late already."
They climbed into the van and off they went, waving goodbye to Mrs. Pearce, who was standing on the front porch of number 43.
"Hurrah!"
yelled Tommy.
"We're off on our holiday at last."
"I didn't think we would ever start,"
said his dad.
"We should have left 2 hours ago. We have a long way to go, you know, all the way to Brighton."
The sun was just setting when Mrs. Walker said,
"Here we are, Brighton at last. Oh, there's the Royal Pavilion. Now first let us find our hotel. We will leave all the things in the van until after we've had our dinner. Then we will unpack everything and go for a walk along the pier before bedtime."
Mrs. Pearce, at number 43, was looking very worried.
"I've looked everywhere for Teddy Blue,"
she said to Mr. Pearce.
"Where can he be? He always comes in for his dinner. I think he has the best appetite of any cat I know. Peter and Claire have been up and down the street calling him, but he just seems to have disappeared.
The two children came in. Claire was almost in tears.
It's no use, Mum.
She said.
I can't find him anywhere.
Mr. Pierce patted her shoulder.
Don't worry too much, dear,
he said.
You know our Teddy Blue. He's probably gone to sleep in a box somewhere.
The Walkers enjoyed their dinner.
Now we must unpack the van,
Mr. Walker said to Tommy. They carried the suitcases to their rooms, then the basket and a box.
Now for the last 2 boxes,
said Mr. Walker. Mrs. Walker looked surprised.
No, dear, we only have one more box,
she said.
There are 2 more boxes, Mum,
said Tommy.
You must have forgotten.
They all returned to the van. Teddy Blue began to stir. He opened one eye and flicked his whiskers. He stretched one leg, then another. Suddenly his nose twitched, and twitched again. What was that strange smell? His ears pricked. What were those strange noises? It didn't sound or smell like Windsor Road. He stood up quickly.
What has happened?
He said to himself.
Where am I? I am hungry.
Suddenly, he felt the box being lifted. This was too much for Teddy Blue.
Meow!
He yelled loudly and leapt out of the box like a blue streak, right onto Mr. Walker's chest.
What the?
Shouted Mr. Walker.
What on earth was that? Oh no! Teddy Blue, what are you doing here?
Tommy danced up and down.
He wanted to have a holiday too, Dad. He wanted to come to the seaside.
Oh dear,
said Mrs. Walker.
You brought the empty box from the porch. Only it wasn't empty. Teddy Blue was inside.
She picked up Teddy Blue and stroked his ruffled fur.
Never mind, old boy,
she said.
Don't be frightened. We will just have to take you home again.
Mr. Walker snorted and glared at Teddy Blue.
Huh,
he said.
Now,
said Mrs. Walker.
First of all, we must phone the Pierces to let them know that Teddy Blue is safe. Then tomorrow we will have another nice long journey and take Teddy Blue home. He can't stay here in a hotel.
Oh, Mum,
said Tommy in a disappointed voice.
Here,
said Mrs. Walker.
You hold our stowaway while I go and telephone.
Mr. Walker looked glum. Mrs. Walker returned a few minutes later, smiling happily.
Oh, the poor Pierces,
she said.
They searched for Teddy Blue everywhere, and were beginning to think that he'd been kidnapped or something. They were so pleased to know that he was safe.
Mr. Walker still looked glum.
Cheer up, dear,
continued Mrs. Walker.
We won't have to go all the way home. It's Sunday tomorrow, so the Pierces are coming halfway. We will all meet at Portchester Castle, have lunch together, then we can return to Brighton and they can take Teddy Blue home.
And that is just what happened. Next morning, Tommy asked Teddy Blue if he wanted to ride in the box, but Teddy Blue wouldn't even look at it. Instead, he slept on Tommy's lap all the way to Portchester. His family were very glad to see him again, and Mr. Pierce said he hoped that Teddy Blue had learned his lesson and would not fall asleep in a box again. And Teddy Blue never did. Somehow, an empty box no longer seemed quite so interesting.